Oh, I'll actually. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ourcraft MineCraft Podcast. You can't hear him yet because I haven't made it live, but I'm currently in my own ears speaking over Dream Thief, who's making a argument as to what Hitler did wrong that did not start with killing the Jews. So. Alright, now you can make your argument there, Dream Thief. Now you're live.
He started his military buildup before he started killing Jews. Therefore, the problem of butt-ugly ships outside of the Bismarck class did come first.
So, yes, what Hitler did wrong was...
If your ships are ugly, you just
it was a matter of aesthetics.
His navy was in fact too ugly to succeed.
To be fair, this discussion was born out of a discussion about 40K and the Empire of Man, and it being okay for them to be bad because their ships were beautiful.
You're the one that said that. I was talking strictly. No, I did not.
You definitely agreed.
I did not. I was talking smack on the Imperium of Man and how terrible they are. And he went, well, their ships looked amazing, so it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, there's me who knows how those ships are refueled, and I can tell you, yeah, it does matter. It does not matter how they look. They don't get away with it. Is the refueling process as bad as the sugar plantations were before the end of slavery? I mean, basically.
They were as bad?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. It's nice to pick up a bag of sugar today and know that, the fires that were smelting the plant weren't also burning people alive at the same time.
Yeah, I count that among one of my great comforts in the world
to
today.
Drink my tea. Which, if we're having the drink conversation, I'm having Yorkshire tea tonight.
I haven't actually switched it to the live screen yet. Mostly because I was getting to various places. But let's go ahead. We'll transition. We've got face cam.
Transition.
Alright. So, what do we need to do?
Yorkshire Red, to be specific, if there's actually somebody on. Yorkshire Gold is too flowery for me.
Spoken
I don't know, is the word flowery or is the word herbal?
Floral.
Too herbal?
Floral.
Floral.
Too floral.
Sounds right.
It's floral.
Too flowery is what women's hats on Sundays used to be in the old times.
That would still be too floral.
Too flowery is what people
bread
who
is.
think that they know how to write Gothic prose end up making.
Too Flowery was the B movie.
Actually, I think that you'll find that a very large plot point of that movie is that it was not flowery enough.
Flamboyant, then.
It's a very funny movie when you were 8B.
No, it's not.
Because it's a movie written for bees, by bees, about bees.
Okay, well...
You guys wouldn't get it because you're not a bee.
No, it's not.
Oh, poor Dream Thief.
Ends the movie, immediately goes, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm glad I don't need to watch it again.
Oh, if you know, you know. If you don't know, go ask your parents.
Thank I pity the person who goes and asks their parents, and their parents know.
I'm lost now. Maybe I'm
Well,
happy I'm lost.
Like 90% of the things that Comrade says nowadays, it is a VTuber reference. Specifically, it's a reference to Amelia Watson, who is known to get like new character models all the time. And so she got a character model of like herself as a bee, but like a really low polygon, low resolution one. So it's just like a blob that vaguely has bee coloring. And like the first thing that she did with it was watch the Bee movie on stream.
Okay.
And the whole time she's talking about how great this is because, you know, it was a movie made by bees, for bees, about bees. Most humans just wouldn't understand.
She gets it because she's a bee.
Sat through the whole blasted movie. I cannot believe it. And then it ends.
You can't
shut up.
Leave it.
See what he did there?
I do.
You wouldn't get it because you're not a bee.
It's like that scene from the Bee movie pitch meeting, where it's like, what you need to understand, sir, is that if I have an opportunity to make a bee pun, I will do so at the expense of science, reality, and the plot. That seems pretty extreme. Puns are all that matter in this world, sir.
Well, okay.
I think that you're letting slip a bit of the darkness dwelling deep within your soul there. Oh, I better put that back down there.
All right. Now, how do I want to do this one? I think
such iconic lines, like, I'm pretty sure that male bees don't have stingers, though. Pretty sure bees have stingers, not male bees. No. Well, that's gonna make this very confusing.
It was an early trans film. You just missed out on the true context of it all.
Is Bee Movie actually the most progressive kids film ever made? No.
It's progressing something.
Experts say no. Why on earth would it be?
I don't remember. Was there a queen of the hive?
There was.
Okay.
There was also a queen of a different hive that was a drag queen. But ting.
And you're telling me this wasn't an intentionally progressive movie at all?
Well, Barry did claim that that was not a legitimate queen. So...
Right, because he's the legitimate queen.
That wasn't his argument, but I'm glad that you said it.
Which would mean that the human woman was, not only was she falling for a bee, but she was also lesbian.
I don't think that's how that works. That's how they want it to work, but I don't think that's how it works.
She was committing bestiality.
I hate you.
Never be able to have that discussion again without thinking of that Bee movie.
I will never be able to think of the Bee movie anymore.
Why would you want to think about the Bee movie? Isn't this a plus?
A plus or B plus?
Yes.
Because nobody wants a C plus. Except computers.
Funny.
Don't they want C plus plus?
It had to start somewhere, didn't it?
Okay, let's see.
wonder if Shadow will get on.
Oh, hey, look, a wandering trader.
So I've turned my world back to normal difficulty, and then I went to bed last night. Thankfully, I didn't leave MineCraft on because I realized there's no roof on the structure, but there are cross beams with no lights on them above the main section of the building where zombies could spawn and destroy my village. Or, lightning could strike through the empty space and turn everything into witches. And yet somehow I slept soundly last night. Must be because my world wasn't on. I actually slept through the night last night. I haven't slept through the night in months. Usually I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and then struggle on from there.
That is...
Struggle with trying to sleep until like 1 p.m. from that point. I never give up the fight when it comes to sleep. Sorry, that is what?
I don't know what I was going to say to that. It certainly is.
It's a life that I have.
It's unfortunate. There are pillagers currently being annoying right here.
Are you actually playing Minecraft?
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
It almost makes me want to get back onto the Bedrock world.
It's certainly strange.
Oh,
shut up.
Yeah, if his career path had continued forward, he could have been Doctor Strange.
Speaking of Marvel, that actually brings me to a topic I wanted to...
Milk. I'm out of milk. How am I supposed to drink my tea? I'm out of milk.
Like a normal American man, just drink your tea.
I'm not a normal American man.
Obviously, you put milk in your tea.
Comrade, I am currently running back to my house. We're not going to be passing the night.
That's fine.
Keep it.
Because I need to take the moment to go ahead and look up the talking point that we just sort of ran into.
You actually have notes for things that we're going to talk about?
This
is getting too official for me, comrade.
If something interesting happens,
you feel any better.
If something interesting happens during the week, I make note of it and try to remember to bring it up on Friday.
Four-letter word. Tonga.
What?
We'll hit Comrade's talking point first.
Okay. Marvel Studios announced Moon Knight.
Moon Knight?
Yes, I saw a headline about that, but I don't care about.
Yeah.
I don't care about the MCU anymore.
It got announced. Let's see. The trailer dropped.
Moon Knight.
The trailer dropped 3 days ago, and the actor who plays Moon Knight died 2 days ago.
Oh,
what?
Yep.
Wait, the announcement was 3 days ago, and the actor died 2 days ago.
Yes. The day after the Moon Knight trailer dropped, the actor who plays Moon Knight died. However, they still have the first season.
Talk about slacking off.
They have the first season.
Too soon.
Yeah, like, come on, man. It's been 2 days, and he was like 37. It was,
okay, well, I don't know what I was thinking then. If he had been 38, it would have been different.
Oh, I'm just saying that, you know, he's not old enough to be making jokes about, like, we were expecting it or anything. It's not like making jokes about Betty White dying, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's still not great to make jokes about Betty White dying, but it's not like...
I saw a lot of nice things about Betty White. Because of the nature of that theme song from the show Golden Girls, it was a Iron Golem, why are you inside this house? It was a nice send-off song.
So in case you've been living under a rock and don't know what in the world I'm talking about, Betty White died.
To anyone who's listening, I apologize. I was speaking without really thinking.
But yeah, so...
I don't know what kind of rock you would have to be living under to not know that Betty White has passed. That would be a pretty large rock.
So...
She was a pretty small person. You could hide under a... Boy, I can't stop. I just can't stop myself.
I think you're fine. I'm pretty sure.
I apologize, followed immediately by another joke.
I'm pretty sure that
okay.
She would have found that one funny.
my parting words.
Just what little bit I know about Betty White, and I'm pretty sure that one would have had her on the floor.
I used to depart people's presence by saying "don't die," up until the point where I said that to somebody whose father had just died, and I was in the funeral home, and I turned around and shouted it out as I walked away, and then I promptly died of embarrassment. Because it was a casual thing that I said all the time. It didn't click in my mind what I was about to say until I'd said I walked out of the building before I realized what I'd done.
Did you turn back around and go in?
No, but thankfully, even though she was really close to her dad, thankfully she was also the kind of person who would have told that joke about her own dad. So, in the end, I ended up transmitting in the clear somehow, getting away with that.
Somehow.
That's how I got away with a social faux pas.
Anyway, that's how I got away with
That's how I got away with murder.
That was a show and a half, wasn't it?
Oh, how I got away with murder?
Or how to get away with murder, whatever it was called.
I was never interested in that show. I was like, this just seems like it probably isn't for me.
I was so confused when I first heard about it, because I'm like, why is this a thing? Why don't the police stop it? I was like 5, and nobody thought to explain it to me.
Wait, you were only... You can stop trying to tell me that I should stop feeling old, okay? Only 5.
What? I was.
Way to reveal your age there, bud.
How exactly does that reveal my age?
If you were 5 when the show came out, then people just have to look up when the show came out.
It wasn't when the show came out, it's when I saw the show. I don't know when the show came out.
Would have been around that time.
How to get away with... I'm not gonna finish that for that Google.
Put TV show first. Put TV show first and you'll be fine. I promise, nothing bad will happen.
Nothing bad ever happens from bad Google searches.
Well, except, you know, FBI open up kind of situations. Wow, I jumped down to verify that the thing I was building looked good from the ground, and then I promptly went back in the building without looking. Oh, that's
Oh no,
something.
I'm not thinking
Right.
of.
So I'm loading into the Bedrock world because I'm doing something similar, but it doesn't look right.
My brain got wires crossed. I wasn't thinking of How to Get Away with Murder. I was thinking of Murder, She Wrote.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I watched a lot of Murder, She Wrote growing up, but still. Oh yes, the free stuff is ending soon.
Acting like anybody with grandparents didn't also watch a ton of Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah,
My
but I
grandmother's
wanted to watch
liked.
Murder, She Wrote.
My grandparents, not grandparents, just my grandmother, very much liked a different variety of show.
You gonna finish that
Golden
thought,
Girls.
No, see, I liked the Golden Girls.
Alright, what am I doing wrong with my roof?
She liked her soap operas.
Oh, the one with time in the title, that's still running.
I think the one that she watched mostly was something stupid called
Well, that's why my building looks like crap. Okay, that makes sense.
I wanna say Young and the Restless.
Oh, if you're, since you don't get on very often, the inside is nowhere near finished, but you should check out the building that's straight up the hill from the bridge at some point before you get off, Job.
Bridge.
The big copper bridge in the colony.
In the colony, I'm in the hub right now.
No, I'm not saying right now. I don't even need to be here for it, you know, unless you want me to.
I mean, I was gonna make my way out towards Comrades, whatever he's building.
I still haven't been. Villager, why aren't you in bed? Please go. Oh, this iron golem is the problem. Can this golem... Oh, it can't. It can't walk through a too high space. Die, potato.
Not
Get
today.
out of my villager house. I don't mind if they spawn golems outside of the building because that's free security, but when it's inside the building, it's frustrating. Also, free iron that I did not need. Okay, at least I know why my building looks like garbage. That's the first step to success. Know what you're doing wrong.
I mean, I was watching a YouTube video of a class being taught by chess grandmaster Ben Feingold. And you ever met someone with the kind of personality where you're like, you are a really entertaining person to hang around with for like 5 minutes, and then I want to stab you?
Are you talking about Comrade right now?
That's pretty accurate.
You know, that's not incorrect, but like...
You could also be talking about Geiler, so...
I don't know. When you say the colony, do you mean Copperton, or...
No, that's Copperton.
Okay. I'm on the wrong ice highway.
I don't mean, like I said,
Wait.
you don't need to look at it right now.
Wait, how do I get to this? Do I get on the Newfoundland track?
Yeah.
And take a turn? Yeah, okay.
Does that sign still not have any writing on it?
It just says Newfoundland.
I thought I updated that to also say colony.
I don't know.
Stupidness.
But do I go straight or take a right to get to the colony?
You go straight through.
Cool.
That turning off is only for Newfoundland.
Now that I'm like halfway done with this, it looks kind of dumb.
But anyway, my point about that video that I was watching by Fine Gold is that at one point during the lesson, he just pulls up a photo of the starting orientation of a chessboard, like before the game has started, and goes, okay, so in my experience, most of you start making mistakes around this point in the game. And I went, I've never felt more seen and personally attacked at the same time.
Villagers can't climb scaffolding, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'll find out if my village suddenly is empty.
I mean, they can hop up one block, but they can't, like, climb scaffolding. So if you just put a single block down, they will hop over it.
No, it's a stack of them. Straight up.
I don't know. I don't think I like that. I don't think I like it. I thought I would like it.
I need a lush cave badly.
I thought I would like it, but I don't like it.
The brick looks amazing, but I need the lush.
I have a viewer? Well, hello.
That's yourself, son.
No, there are 2 viewers, so one of them is not me.
Oh.
Cool.
I wonder, how long you been there, bud?
My goodness, this is weird. I'm inside the nether cube. Something is shooting at me.
Just realized I wasn't paying attention to my YouTube stream at all.
Hey, this is... Yeah, you showed me a screenshot of this bridge. This is amazing.
I didn't know you hadn't seen the bridge yet.
I haven't seen it in person. I've seen screenshots.
Alright, let's see if I'm gonna fall through the world here or not. I did not! Yes.
And there's a tree.
So I don't like how this came out, so I'm going to tear it down. 'Cause...
Shadow put the Christmas tree there.
Ooh, look at this house. Cathedral, something, whatever it is. This is cool.
So it is a tavern and inn. The section of the building that points out to the right is actually
a while because of the obsidian.
It's supposed to be a separate building that's supposed to be the inn, but I put a door between the inn and the tavern because I thought it was designed stupidly that way.
Oh, cool. All of these candles must have been placed exceedingly carefully with all of this wood.
Yes. And I had to put a block down, a full block, put the candles on it, break the full block, and put the stair there. Because you can't place candles on the stairs.
Yeah, I remember you guys having that little crisis while I was in chat.
Yeah, very frustrating.
The fireplace looks nice.
Thank you.
There's a
carpet problem. Yeah, I don't have any. That's the problem.
Much like our MineCraft problem, we're not
I never farmed
playing
wool.
enough of it.
Y'all aren't playing enough.
Oh, this is somebody's full netherite.
Yeah, I didn't have a spot for it yet, so it's just up here. This left side is supposed to be the innkeeper house that we're stood in now.
Nifty.
You missed something.
What did I miss? What is it with you people and just absurd amounts of storage space?
I need it.
What do you mean you need it?
Okay, look, I brought the stone library out here as well as everything else. Yeah, there's supposed to be a smelter through behind where these two black ones are stacked together. I haven't built the smelter room yet.
You people have obsessions.
Look at this chest.
Oh my
This one isn't any better.
goodness. You people are sick.
And then the chests above them are full of loose stone.
We already knew that about me. These chests don't prove anything about me.
Talking about Dream Thief right now. We can have your psychoanalysis later.
Is there a doctor in the world who would be willing to have a psychoanalysis?
And I didn't have
with me?
enough chests for all of these drop items.
Is there a doctor in the world who would be willing? Yes. Is there a doctor in the world who would survive the encounter? Physically? Maybe. Psychologically? Not a chance. It's like that little blurb in the Artemis Fowl books where it talks about like different psychiatrists trying to figure out what's going on in Artemis's brain, and they all end up in their own institutions.
No, I never could get into Artemis Fowl. I tried.
Did you start at a later age?
What's a later age? Like 12?
15, 16?
No, I tried when I was 12. I didn't like it.
It's definitely interesting.
Artemis Fowl?
Yes.
It is what it is.
This vault is terrifying.
It wasn't originally the chest diamonds. That's not a lot of diamonds.
That's a lot of diamonds to me. You know what else that's a lot of? Beacons. You know what else that's a lot of? Wither skeleton heads.
Did you miss the stack of nether stars in between those two?
No, I didn't want to acknowledge their existence, but since you did.
That's all of my emeralds, though. That's it.
That's all of your...
That's it, bud. I spent it all making my armor.
Okay, I mean...
There we go. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like this design.
This is like a guy showing off his Lamborghini collection, and then you go inside his house and you look at the fridge, and it's like a bottle of ketchup and a half-eaten pack of chicken McNuggets in the fridge. Just like,
why are you talking about my fridge right now?
I feel.
Why are you talking about my Lamborghini like that?
So I feel like you have improperly allocated your resources.
I haven't started working on the decorations and the tables and chairs and everything else, okay? It's not that they're not planned, it just hasn't... I've been playing my new world.
Talking about that, Dream Thief, I'm talking about the fact that you don't have 2 stacks of emeralds, but you got 4 stacks of diamonds, nearly 4 stacks of wither skeleton heads, a stack of nether stars, and nearly a stack of beacons, and I know you got more beacons.
They're all deployed. It's just food.
Yeah, they're all in use. But like, oh my goodness.
Newfoundland must have more than a dozen beacons deployed. And then the this door is not a part of the plan, but I put it here anyway.
Not being the real world place, but the place that Dream Thief has decided to name after real world.
Eventually,
place.
I'll break this fence post and I'll put the latrines back here.
I thought you were going to say eventually you were going to copyright Newfoundland and then sue the country, which would be a power move.
Yeah. This is what your money can actually get you room size wise here at the end.
I mean, isn't that what Facebook did? Like, they changed their name to Meta and then tried to sue a company that already existed named Meta.
Yes. Well, it reminds me a bit of Netflix. So there's this streamer who goes by the name of
rich person's rental.
There's
rental room.
a streamer
The penthouse
who's
suite.
connected to the Yogscast who goes by the name of Squid Game. Or sometimes she's called Big Lids, but the point being that she came way before. Well,
Don't ask.
She's her name's Lydia, and she's like 6'5" woman or something. So sometimes
This is supposed to be an outdoor eating patio.
sometimes she is known as Big Lids. But yeah, so she already had like the moniker of Squid Games, and then it came out, and Netflix tried to sue her over it. I don't think it went anywhere. I don't think she's changed her Twitch handle or anything, but like that was
This
a thing
bed
that
is
happened.
not permanent. It's just here. It's here because Shadow wanted me to sleep last time, and I was playing that Java world, but I wasn't logging off for some reason.
I had to refresh my Twitch page because it's not displaying properly. Okay.
You need an Elgato, man.
Actually, I just need a second screen so I don't have to use the potato to check my Twitch stream out.
So, where are you? Did you just blow my house up?
No,
That a yes?
no.
What happened?
I opened the front door and there was a creeper standing there.
Ah. You know what's interesting? The shaders don't actually.
And I
do
think I
anything.
probably just alerted everyone else in my house.
The shader pack makes the plants wave, it makes the grass and the trees wave, but it doesn't do anything to sugarcane, and it doesn't do anything to bamboo leaves. It does do things to my frame rate, though. Unhappy things. So worth it.
Does things to my frame rate, man. Frame rate doesn't want to touch it anymore because it's scared.
It's the worst thing to happen in 3 years.
Can you please stop phrasing it like that?
No, I will exclusively phrase it like that.
What am I here for again?
I don't know.
I came for the lush cave. That's what I'm here for. I need bricks. Badly. When you decide to do a brick roof, it's
Hey, look, a pillager tower.
trouble.
Where's the pillager tower?
Pretty close to where you are, actually.
To where I am?
Yeah.
Like my mansion or the cathedral?
He's in the colony.
I don't freaking know. Like, wherever you are.
Have you finished your build there, comrade? The
Healthedral? No.
no, the bank.
Oh, the mansion?
The bank you claim is not a bank, but is definitely a bank.
No, I have not finished the manor yet. I was taking a break from it just because of how annoying it is to constantly be buying quartz. Um, and was taking the time to at least get started on the Cathedral before turning my attention back to the manor that you constantly refer to as a bank.
It looks like a bank.
It's 100%.
It looks like the back. It looks like the thing on the back of the dime.
The White House?
Which also looks like a bank.
Look like the
your
on the back
thing
of
is more banky
dime.
than the dime.
It was a manor with inspiration pulled from such structures as the White House, but the White House is in of itself a mansion made for the President of the United States. So, I mean, you can say it looks like a bank, but I think you just think white buildings with
I've never been in a bank that has a white building before. Just everything about that building screams bank.
Well, I can't help you there.
Comrade, are you trying to insinuate that all white buildings look the same?
I think he is.
Yes. You can try to turn this into a racist thing, but
All right,
I'm just going to lean into it, and yeah.
So my understanding is that Lady Agnes was responsible for Lush Caves essentially being a clay biome, and God bless Lady Agnes and her love for bricks. There is no way I could have gotten this enough clay this easily any other way.
Except buying it from masons, who all have it as, like, their first thing.
This is way faster when you have a lush cave available, son. I'm literally just walking through here like it's a desert for sand or dirt off the surface for filling something in. Because nobody builds with dirt. Please nobody build with dirt.
I build with dirt.
I build with dirt.
Okay.
I build with dirt all the time. Not in Minecraft, but like...
Yes, we know you love your mud pies.
Mud pies are primitive and childish, Dream Thief. I make mud souffles.
I bet they always fall, too. Get good, son.
What on earth does that even mean in this context?
Means you're a terrible baker.
Oh.
Only Comrade cares if Comrade's the only one in this chat that cares if somebody calls him a terrible baker.
I mean,
Oh, do you care?
I'm not
gonna say sorry, but
not really, because I know that I'm actually good at baking.
See, why can't SJWs just operate like that? You don't need someone else to affirm you. You just if you're good at something, know you're good at it. You don't need your safe space. If you're good, just be good.
See, the problem with that though is that, you know, they also then begin believing that they're good at things with absolutely no way of backing it up.
All right. Well, you didn't have to poke that big of a hole in it.
Well, no, I'm explaining why they need the external validation is because they can't like get the internal validation because they know in their hearts that they're not good at it, and they don't have any kind of physical way of backing it up. So
Well,
they
then
need
they need
people
to get
tell
good,
them that they're
scrub.
good at it. I know that. You know that. But the thing is,
Thing is, their mom
that's
didn't know that.
the thing is that's difficult. It's hard to do.
Wow, I'm an idiot. That was dumb.
What was dumb?
So I worked my way around so that I could break a couple blocks and get up out of the hole and then put the blocks back to get staircase, whatever. So I put the blocks back and after breaking them, trap myself in the hole again.
Good job.
I am high-fiving myself all the way.
As you should.
Oh, I love this. I love easy access to clay. I think bricks are so underutilized because they're almost impossible to get a hold of for any large build unless you're super dedicated to villager breeding and emerald getting or riverbed hunting.
Wait.
And I have better things to spend my emeralds on. Okay, I need my boat so I can go to the dark oak forest because I need to get stuff. And the forest is faster than growing. Poor parrot. They've been out here drowning for ever and ever.
You were drowning parrots?
No, they flew out of the jungle and drowned themselves.
Did you teach National Geographic how they could get lemmings to do that?
No.
That was Disney.
Was it Disney?
That was Disney.
What?
I don't think it was Disney.
It was Disney.
I think you're wrong.
Look it up. I'm not wrong.
Disney intentionally drove lemmings off a cliff
Yep.
just for clout or for video attention or whatever.
They made the claim that lemmings perform a mass suicidal migration every year.
To prove their point, they drove lemmings off a cliff.
To prove their point, they forced lemmings to jump off of a cliff.
Why?
Oh, because it wasn't true. So they weren't ever going to get video of lemmings jumping off a cliff unless they, force lemmings to jump off a cliff.
And ever since, they've got us believing that lemmings will jump off cliffs together.
But they don't.
But nobody actually knows the truth.
Well, now you do. And our viewer does.
Yeah, but why would I propagate the truth?
Oh.
I don't know. Why would you? Was it Disney?
You were right.
I told you I was right.
The biggest reason the myth endures is deliberate fraud. For the 1958 Disney nature film White Wilderness, that aged poorly, filmmakers usually...
Oh wait, it's not on baseball. I don't have a bed with me.
I'm in the nether, so
No, I'm in Java in unenchanted iron armor.
You already switched back to Java?
Yep.
My goodness.
We both knew that was gonna happen.
Filmmakers eager for dramatic footage staged lemming deaths, pushing dozens of lemmings off a cliff while cameras were rolling. The images, shocking at the time for what they seemed to show about the cruelty of nature, and shocking now for what they actually showed about the cruelty of humans.
I mean,
convinced
Disney
several generations of moviegoers that these rodents do, in fact, possess a bizarre instinct to destroy themselves.
I mean, they did also thank China
for
letting them film Mulan partially in a concentration camp. So,
but they won't film anywhere near any states that have any kind of laws that restrict certain activities.
And the restriction being that, you you have to be a citizen to partake in those certain activities. Obviously,
Disney
it's a
is
more
a terrible
complex
company.
issue than that, but will the parrot get in the boat if I boat over the parrot? It will not. It will just
Sorry,
get brutalized by a boat.
it took me way too long to parse that sentence out and realize what you asked.
What question
Will
did
the
you
parrot
ask?
get in the
The
boat
boat
if I roll the boat over it?
If I
If
boat
I said if I boat over the top
parrot.
of it.
Oh.
And for some reason, my brain just lagged behind, and I was like, "What?" I think it was the use of boat as both a verb and a noun in that sentence.
Okay, but plenty of Minecraft YouTubers say boating.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was
like,
wrong.
Technically, if you're going out on the lake, you can properly say
I didn't say
I'm
it was
going boating.
I didn't say it was incorrect English. I just said it for some reason. It like lagged my brain out for like a solid minute.
And I am gonna stand by the idea that boat over something is equal to boating, and no one can question it.
Who else can now legally go boating over something?
It's not Joe Biden. I guarantee you he doesn't even have a license at this point.
I mean, generally speaking, the President of the United States is not allowed to drive themselves places.
All right, anyway. Who doesn't have...
Joe is not allowed for different reasons.
Yeah, Comrade knows where I was going with it. I don't know why you're trying to defend the man there, Jeb.
I'm not trying to defend anything. I am trying to defend something. It's called the stream.
It's not a political commentary because we didn't comment on the man's politics. We just said he's not allowed to go boating.
If we
John is more qualified to go boating. He took a course.
He did. John Tron did take a course.
I could outboat him on any river he chose.
Well, yeah.
I only have 20 plus years of experience on the water.
Shocking. YouTube man has more experience boating than other YouTube man.
Listen, boating isn't even that complicated if you're not going out on the ocean.
That depends on what class of rapids you have on that river. It can get very complicated.
Fair enough.
And if you you really do need to know what you're about to go through, because there are sections when the Colorado River used to be super awesome, unlike its much lowered water self today. There's I think at least one section where you have to portage because nobody's ever survived going through it.
Most of my experience in boats happens to be from a lake.
Lakes are wimpy, unless you have a really high wind.
In fairness, I was very young.
I'm about to dox myself, but I live relatively close to the largest man-made lake east of the Mississippi.
Cool.
Quick, guys, get Google. We can triangulate his position from there.
Yeah, maybe if you were a 4chan member.
We can look at
To be
his...
fair, my only experience with knowing anything about that, to be fair, defend myself, is internet historians' coverage of things they have achieved.
Buddy, when the internet comes together, they are terrifying.
Anyway, do you have any streamers or any viewers left at this point,
Yeah.
Comrade?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, there was a...
Do we have any comments to read?
No.
Okay.
There was a program made sometime back. I think it might have been MIT or Stanford. that made it. It was like called Protein Folder or something like that.
Is this a sciencey thing?
Yeah, it had to do with like how proteins were synthesized and their shape and certain things like that. But it was a puzzle game, and it operated off of certain logical systems. But what was really interesting is that researchers had been trying forever to figure out how one protein, something weird about the formation of a protein or its shape or orientation or whatever. And so they threw that as a puzzle into the game and was just like, well, somebody will find a solution eventually, or it'll be just a fun little unsolvable puzzle. Dude, it was cracked in a matter of days. And researchers just looked at it and went, how on earth?
I think my favorite explanation of 4chan is weaponized autism to the extreme.
Yeah, but you can't actually say that. Why are you? Yeah, you're not allowed to say stuff like that.
No, I'm allowed to say stuff like that.
Okay, yes, you're legally allowed, but it's just not done. It's not done, sir. Oh, my discussion topic.
Yes,
in sciencey territory.
Science.
So, one of the islands in the Toga Island chain, which is not well known, it was a volcano. It did erupt in late December, and then a few days to a week ago, they cleared it and said it was fine and it was dormant now. They were wrong, and they're saying that potentially it's the most violent eruption in over 100 years. So we're talking about beating Mount St. Helens and a couple of the other famous 19th century ones whose names I've already forgotten. The ash cloud, they're saying, potentially went 26 kilometers into the atmosphere or more. They're having trouble getting specific numbers because the cauldron is now underwater. And there's still a lot of gas and other stuff coming up that's preventing them from getting proper, accurate reads. Some people are saying it didn't put enough sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere to do anything. Other scientists are saying we could see up to anywhere from 1 to 1.5 Celsius degrees of cooling for the next 3 to 4 years before things come back to where they are now. Also, there was a sonic boom shockwave that, although the sonic boom depleted after a while, the shockwave went all the way around the world and then bounced off itself and went all the way back around the world. It met with itself somewhere over Algeria before it was reflected back. And it caused tsunamis, but there hasn't been a volcano that caused them in this way in over 100 years, because the eruption caused the tsunamis, not it causing a shifting of plates or something when it went up. It was the eruption itself that caused Pacific-wide tsunamis.
So what you're saying is
there was not an unaffected Pacific coastline.
So what you're
Every
saying
single
is
Pacific coastline was hit.
What you're saying is our anime may be delayed a little bit, unfortunately.
No, comrade, that's not what he's saying.
I'm saying a lot of people died.
Turning into a regular Kathy Newman over there. Mr. What you're saying is.
How many people did
that's
die
smart.
from all of this stuff?
One part of Japan did see waves that were 2 meters high.
That's 6 feet's pretty good, but it's not going to level cities or anything.
Right. The waves were not on the level of other tsunamis we've seen because it was caused, once again, it was caused by the eruption, not by the shifting of plates. But an eruption caused tsunami, especially Pacific-wide. I think the last recorded Pacific-wide tsunami causing eruption was Krakatoa.
Interesting.
The worst part is the fact that they told them that it was all kosher and safe. In my opinion, that's the worst part. And they can't get to the cauldron to even begin to figure out why they were wrong.
So did it, like, erupt a second time?
A second time.
Okay. That's what...
And because it erupted the second time after they thought it was safe, now they're not even sure if it's going to stop erupting right now or if the next few days might see even more. And the second eruption was this week. Like I said, a few days after they cleared it as safe. And of course, the Pacifica Islands, several other island chains, and the Toga Island chain. What's left of them is definitely ecologically destroyed for the next few years because of the ash layer over everything.
Not much they could have done about that one.
No, they were pretty much nuked at that point.
Well, like, it wouldn't have mattered if we, like, knew it was going to erupt a second time or not. Like,
well, they could have not sent people back to the island.
Well, yeah, but, like, okay.
Now, the island that blew up itself didn't, from what I understand, didn't have people on it, but there is an island, like, a couple miles away that could have been evacuated.
Which island system is this in?
Toga.
Where is Toga? I have to look this up geographically. Google.
They got some really cool images of it from space, though, which, because it's a very remote island chain, it was apparently one of the only ways to really get a good view of it was to see it from space.
Do you mean Tonga?
Yes. Right, togas are things you wear.
It's also a Japanese name.
I is very good at remembering the documentary I watched an hour ago. To be fair, it's not really a documentary.
Yeah,
it's
so this
like,
is...
Hey, this happened.
Tonga is an island off the coast of New Zealand.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, the several inches of ash is making it very difficult to fly supplies into them. Even their water supply, of course, is now full of sulfur.
Is this like affecting all of New Zealand, or?
Oh, no. New Zealand and Australia are trying to fly support into Tonga. Sorry. What was not that statement.
Good to see them putting aside their authoritarian dictatorship for a moment to try to be good
well,
to
yeah,
the
you
people.
take from the people who aren't vaxxed, and then you give it to the people who are in Tonga.
Many of whom are natives that probably aren't vaxxed.
Yeah, that's one of the other concerns. That is actually a valid concern right now, that on top of everything else, they're going to have potential for a pretty sizable COVID outbreak with all of this.
Nice. You mean
I forgot one other thing.
You mean disease that shall not be named?
I believe the Pacifica Island chain was also being hit by a cyclone at the same time as the tsunami that made things even worse. Because, of course, the 2 meters is added on top of the storm surge that was already being built up by the cyclone. It's always very helpful to have storm surge and tsunami together.
That's how I always like to have my tsunami in the morning. Alright. We are about an...
We're about a what?
We're about an hour in, and haven't talked about our coffees and drinks and stuff. So what do you got?
Well, I was drinking Yorkshire Red, but because I'm out of milk, I'm going to have to switch to my oolong tea.
Oolong.
Chinese tea doesn't pair well with milk in my experience, but English tea really needs it.
Well, maybe that's just because the British have inferior tea.
No, theirs is far superior. Okay, depends on the brand, depends on the freshness, depends on the crop that the tea came from, how well that was grown, so it varies. There are so many factors into whether or not that batch of tea is going to be better or worse than a different tea.
True. It also depends on what you're looking for.
Also true. I don't, not as big a fan of the black tea, the blacker teas.
Now, see, I really do like oolong, but I am a fan of black tea, particularly my tea of choice tends to
You're not
be...
about to drop an English breakfast on me, are you?
English breakfast is alright, but I prefer my Earl Grey.
Alright, Captain Picard.
But I like Earl Grey as an iced tea, which would offend most Earl Grey drinkers. But it is...
You probably just lost all of your viewers.
It is. Yeah, the one guy who's watching and not commenting is a British guy who's super into Earl Grey, and he hears me talk about my my love for Earl Grey, and he's like, yeah, Earl Grey. And then I say, I like it as an iced tea, and he just quits watching.
I thought we had 3 viewers. Are we down to 1?
It's like you're not even worth it anymore.
I had you on it. Had you on
before.
As if our meandering conversation was worth it to start with.
Oh my goodness, this guy drinks iced tea. He wastes his Earl Grey. He wastes his Twinings Earl Grey on iced tea. Quit. Just no more. No more of this.
Oh gosh.
I don't like iced tea in general, but I probably wouldn't quit a stream just for that. I actually might quit if you tried to argue that Lipton was good hot.
No, Lipton is specifically mixed for iced tea, and it is only acceptable as an iced tea. It is a very good iced tea. I think it's one of the better iced tea blends. I would prefer it over like Lizaine or anything.
Well, we've passed my knowledge territory on iced tea, which is about as effective as my knowledge territory on iced coffee.
I like Earl Grey as an iced tea because it has that bergamot in it and the citrus twist. Just it's very pleasant cold.
What are you drinking, Jub?
Cranberry juice.
Well, at least it's not prune juice. You're only 60, not 80. You know our summer camp?
Hi, dear. When I was 5 years old, when Murder, She Wrote came out in 1984.
84? You were not 5 in 84.
That
I
would
wasn't
be,
alive in 84.
that would be what we refer to as the joke.
For
Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the joke.
So the summer camp that I used to go to, the Christian summer camp, they had different staff for each week because we did our weeks by
as
grade
most
years.
summer camps do. Yes.
It did not matter which week I went to with the group of staff that worked the different weeks and the menus that existed on the different weeks. There were always bowls of prunes next to the oatmeal at the end of the line. No one ever ate them, but they were always there. And I was
What do you
just
mean
like,
no one ever ate them?
They were prunes.
Prunes are delicious.
No.
Prunes are
Yes, they
pretty
are.
good, but they do really mess you up if you don't need them and you eat more than 3.
Well, that's okay. They
Y'all
only
just
serve
have a
bowls
weak
of 3.
gastrointestinal tract, I gotta tell you.
Not really. I can eat like a ton of figs. Prunes just.
Could you
Prunes
eat a
just
ton
do
of
that.
prunes with summer camp food and be okay, though?
I could barely go to summer camp and be around summer camp food and be okay, though.
The tomato soup was pretty baller, though. I loved the tomato soup and
I have to go fix
grilled
my
cheese.
pickaxe again. This is why I need another right pickaxe ASAP again.
Why don't you have one?
Well, because it got lost when, I was mining, fell into a hole in the nether, and by the time we got back to it, it had despawned.
Ah.
I could
That's right,
donate
you
you
didn't
a piece of netherite.
You didn't make 9 sets like Shadow and I did.
No,
Or me.
because I don't have obsessive compulsive disorder.
That's right, you also have 9 sets.
Do you
I don't have,
actually have 9 sets?
I don't have 9 full sets of armor, but I have,
Well, I have 8 sets now because I died with 1 set at some point.
Well, I do have...
I have most...
I do
most
have, like, 2 bits of, ancient debris, so I technically only need to go find 2 more to get, like, an actual pickaxe again. But until I actually put in the work to go do that, I do have to sort of go back and forth between here...
What's wrong with the diamond pickaxe?
It just runs out so fast.
No, it doesn't.
I don't
Not
know
if
what...
it's enchanted with Unbreaking 3.
Wait. Did I forget to put Unbreaking 3 on this? Oh, I forgot
Conrad.
to put Unbreaking 3 on this. No wonder! I've got Mending, but I don't have Unbreaking 3! I forgot the Unbreaking 3 enchantment. Fortunately, I'm going back...
Diamond breaks just so quickly. Has no enchantment.
I do too. There's Efficiency 5, Fortune 3, and Mending 1.
That makes it worse.
I'm sat here,
That'll
I'm
make
like,
it feel like
this
it
is-
breaks even faster.
yeah, I'm sat here, I'm like, I know the arguments between Diamond and Netherite, and they're not that far apart. What are you doing wrong?
What I'm doing wrong is forgetting that I've just got books upon books of Unbreaking in my thing. I believe I pulled out a book. I don't know why I didn't stick it on.
Wow.
Anyway, while I'm here, I'll just slap on an Unbreaking enchantment.
I want to check everything else has Unbreaking as well.
All of the rest of my equipment. Wait. No!
Seriously, comrade, none of it has it, does it?
No, everything's got it except my axe. For some reason, I just didn't put it on my netherite axe. To be fair, though, like, I don't use the axe that often, which is probably why I didn't notice. But it's kind of funny.
Yeah, see, I set up on Newfoundland, my biggest tree farm. I use the spruce, of course, because I need it for chests and everything else with redstone and what have you.
As long as the mending hasn't raised the cost to unlimited, I should be okay.
So I wear my axe out because that tree farm, huge spruce trees, is next to a haste 2 beacon with the efficiency 5. Melting trees is fun, but it takes a lot of durability.
But I can't believe I put smite on this axe and forgot to put unbreaking on it. That is amazingly funny.
I used to think smite on an axe was dumb, but then I started playing Java Minecraft, and I don't even know why I carry a sword around. I use the axe 100% of the time.
Well, in that case, you'd want to put smite on your sword, wouldn't you? The point is to put smite on your least used weapon so that you can just switch to it when you actually encounter an undead and deal more damage.
I'm not worried about the undead. I'd need smite for a wither fight. What you do is you make a sword specifically for the wither fight, and then it kills you and despawns the sword.
Yeah, that's my play.
Also, I'm not the one. See, the wither should have been put in a small cave underground. I'm not the one who spawned a wither in the overworld by itself with no limitations.
That wither fight was fun.
That wither fight cost me dearly. I don't know why.
I didn't tell you to run into the wither fight with all of your best equipment.
I'd never fought the wither before. I'd only suffocated it under the end portal.
I mean, it's still on you for not asking any questions and running in with all of your best equipment and losing your first netherite equipment. So.
Me. Do we have any comments?
Not yet.
Do we still have 3 viewers?
2 viewers.
Oh, we know that one of them is probably you.
Yeah, one of them is definitely me. Do I not actually have any...
No! The oolong container is empty. Oh, that's the other oolong container. Why is the empty one still in the pantry? That hurt my heart. Oh.
Where are my unbreaking?
Right, I was going to use the empty one to take some bags to work. But I did that differently.
I'm looking at all of these channeling and loyalty books and remembering that I really, really need to just get to making a bunch of tridents someday.
We have a trident farm on the server.
And we've got Atlantis, and all I'd have to do is like sit in it for like a couple hours. And I would
well, yeah,
have what I
since
need.
you're on Bedrock. You could do that on Java all day and never get a trident. That is one vote against Java. Tridents are almost impossible to obtain, which is why when you kept getting tridents when we started Silvercraft, Jub was flabbergasted.
Yes.
What am I flabbergasted about?
When he got all the tridents in the early days of Silvercraft.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow, in the life of Silvercraft, you left Java to play Bedrock with us, and now I've switched to Java for the most part.
Well, sometimes that just be how it do, you know?
I'm still here to make comments and insult people, so I haven't wholly left my profession.
I didn't talk about my coffee at all, and I've almost drank all of it.
Correct.
What was the last bit?
Are you still drinking that blue whatever?
Blue bottle? Yes. Still working through blue bottle coffee. Interesting.
I've chopped down almost an entire dark oak forest.
It
a
was
small one, but still.
It was actually only 18 levels to enchant my axe, which was pretty good.
Yeah. The axe doesn't really carry as many enchantments as the others, though. It's kind of more on the shovel.
So, interesting bit of news.
Okay.
So, you know how Amazon's planning on...
I mean, you can follow the science of anything, and it will probably be true, but what are we talking about Amazon doing?
Trying their hand at not ruining the legacy of a very much beloved fantasy series.
I thought they already failed at that.
You mean the Lord of the Rings stuff?
Don't you dare bring up what they did to the Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time has many flaws that I apparently seem to be the only one that acknowledges them. But it didn't deserve what happened to it. The Wheel of Time is like B+ or A-, and it did not deserve to be treated like an F+. But that's what it was turned into.
Well, it was going up to the spirit in the sky by the end.
It wasn't even by the end, man. The signs were there from episode 1. But yeah, Amazon's going to try again.
Movie.
The what?
Or the first Star Wars movie.
First Hobbit movie was...
It was a musical masterpiece. It was a terrible movie. It was a terrible adaptation.
I can't believe that I'm the only one in this group that kinda likes the Hobbit movies.
The first one, I will grant you, it's all right.
By the time we got to the
second
Battle of
one is
Five Armies,
wretched.
it wasn't
The
even a
third
good
one is
popcorn
garbage.
film. The Battle of Five Armies wasn't even a good popcorn. At least the middle one, Desolation of Smog, had Benedict Cumberbatch in it. Okay.
He did really good as Smaug.
He whatever you say about the movies, he was an awesome Smaug, however you want to say it.
Like much like what Jim Carrey did to the Sonic movie, he picked that movie up on his back.
But he was in less of it, so it wasn't like
he was in so much
effective.
less of it, so like he didn't get to carry all of the movie. Unlike Jim Carrey, who is amazing.
I'm not actually a huge fan of Jim Carrey, but I really liked him in the Sonic movie. I thought he was a fantastic Eggman. Like, I thought it was a weird casting when I first saw it, but I can't see anybody playing a better Eggman now.
I'll say this for the Hobbit movies. If you buy the theatrical versions, they're not as bad. But it's kind of the opposite with Lord of the Rings. Don't watch the theatrical version of Lord of the Rings. Just don't. And the opposite with The Hobbit. Just don't watch the extendeds, especially Battle for Five Armies. I wanted to cry by the end, and not for good reasons.
Yeah. But Amazon is...
Okay.
Go ahead.
Amazon's production is... We know the title of it now. Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Lord of the Rings, the sister that didn't exist.
We know that what was her name?
Tease Pikeman.
Who
Galadriel?
plays Galadriel?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Did they get the original actress back?
Yeah, she did the voiceover for the trailer that recently happened. So
That's pretty epic, actually. That's a real
hopefully.
callback right there. That's an amazing callback right there.
Yeah.
Did they get the guy who plays Gandalf?
It's Ian McGregor, right? No, that's not the right name.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
It is the right name?
In
Okay, but the wizards were not extremely active at that time. If they were,
Ian McKellen.
I was gonna say, he just called out the guy who plays.
the wizards were just beginning to do stuff
Like,
during that time. They weren't. They were still relatively new to Middle Earth. I don't know why they would play an important role. Why doesn't Amazon, if they want to make a bunch of stuff up, like the sister that didn't exist, why not just explore the blue wizards that went to the Haradrim? We know
the
absolutely
sister that
nothing.
doesn't exist. What
We
are you
know
referring to?
Nothing about the blue wizards. They could do anything they want with the blue wizards. They could even make them fall to darkness. We don't know anything about those wizards. Why wouldn't you choose things that exist?
Earlier on, it was revealed, and I don't know if this has been changed or whatever, but the character that we're going to be following through this series is Isildur's sister.
Okay,
A character who doesn't exist.
gotcha.
And Dream
even
Thief
the
takes
Hobbit
exception
had
to
the
that.
decency to resurrect a character that was supposed to be dead and play that character out. They're just making stuff up now.
Who was supposed to be dead? It's been a long time since I've seen those
Azog
movies.
was supposed to be dead.
What?
Azog. So
Oh,
in the actual
yeah.
battle in the gates before Moria, Dane Ironfoot, who of course gets to rule the mountain after Thorin's death in the Battle of the Five Armies. His father was slain before the doors, and Dane actually finished Azog off because Thorin was pretty much knocked clean out after he took the arm off, if I remember correctly. So Dane, offed Azog for killing his father, and that was the end of Azog the Defiler until the Hobbit movies were released.
Apparently, the series is also bringing back Howard Shore, who is apparently the composer.
Well, the music will be good then.
And
Should be good then.
and the rating is TV-14, so we don't have to worry about it being
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
I believe it was Dane that actually told them not to go into Moria after they finally won that battle too, because he looked through the gate and he saw the shadow of the Balrog, and he turned around. He said, "Guys, we can't go into Moria. It's not the right time." Essentially.
All right. So I was trying to talk about my coffee, but I drank through all of it. So I went and got some more coffee because I don't want to sleep tonight. and the bag that it came in. Of course, I've been enjoying this Blue Bottle Coffee Company, and I got some for months. I got some new coffee from it. That's not like the ones I've drank before in the past. This one is their Giant Steps blend with notes of cocoa, toasted marshmallow, and graham cracker. And I taste none of that.
What do you taste?
Lots of acid.
So essentially, it's just mud. It's
no,
coffee mud.
No. It's highly acidic. But I've been trying to figure out how to like enjoy it the best, and I might have.
It's called putting it in the trash can and watching the trash man take it away.
In its defense, I probably brewed it a bit too long, so we'll come back next week with a proper brew. I let it steep in my French press for like 10 to 12 minutes, which is like 7 to 8 minutes too long. So we'll come back with it next week, see if I can get a better brew, and if it's my fault that it's like just pure aftertaste. But I put some chocolate syrup in my second glass, and it's a lot better. I will also note that there is still some of the residual. I can't taste a ton of aromatics, and
right.
So it's still very bland. Other than the, I can't taste aromatics not because I had COVID, but I had a sinus issue that just removed my sense of smell. So I can smell the coffee now, but some aromatics are still not up to full taste yet. So I can taste a lot of acid out of the coffee. I can pick up a little bit of the cocoa notes that they're talking about, but like it's... I don't know. I tend to laugh whenever I see the notes of something on the coffee bags because they rarely ever actually taste like that. Although what got me hooked on Blue Bottle Coffee Company was the fact that the first blend I got from them, the Bella Donovan blend, it's such a good blend and it tastes exactly like the notes that they talk about. Like, they say stuff like, has notes of raspberry, and I can legitimately taste raspberries when I drink it, so. I don't know if you want to taste raspberries while you drink coffee, but if you do.
You know, see, when I drink coffee, generally speaking, I want it to taste like coffee.
Why would you want that?
It's hard for me to wrap my head around here. Let me get this straight. When you drink coffee, you want it to taste like coffee.
See,
no.
I mean, I'm fine with like other flavors being in there occasionally, but like the predominant flavor I'm looking for is coffee.
That's not following you.
Reminds me of a Tabasco skit.
It reminds me of every time I walk into a Starbucks and try to explain what I want.
That was pretty much the Tabasco skit.
See, like mine was fueled by actual anger.
Clearly.
It's like, hi, could I just get anything that doesn't taste predominantly of caramel or sugar? Hands me a peppermint mocha. This is not what I asked for.
They can't do that because their coffee is so garbage at Starbucks that
Their coffee
Get out!
somehow.
Oh my goodness, their latte is fantastic. Also,
Somehow.
villagers can climb the scaffolding.
Didn't know that.
One of them escaped, and I had to kill him for escaping because that's the penalty for escaping.
Somehow, Starbucks coffee manages to be over-extracted, under-extracted, and burnt.
Both of y'all can just get out.
It is so dark roasted. You don't get any kind of coffee bean flavor. It's just charcoal. And
Get the blonde coffee.
It's so...
Why would I get the blonde coffee?
So you don't sleep for a week.
Dream Thief, that's not what that means.
It actually has quite a lot more caffeine in it.
He's not wrong.
That's what I just said.
What?
I'm lost too.
Said get the blonde coffee. He said why. You said so you don't sleep for a week.
Right.
It's just, oh my god.
What I said was an exaggeration, but it's still based on accurate information. Is this another one of me missing the joke?
No,
This is me not following you.
Blonde coffee has more caffeine.
it has more caffeine, and so you wouldn't sleep for a week after drinking it.
I've just realized the only
What
reason to continue to farm potatoes is to make bone meal.
What does that have to do with the roast being too dark?
It was also a blonde joke?
Not. It really wasn't.
I have to agree that wasn't a blonde joke.
I'm not talking about a blonde lady that's dumb, okay? I
will.
Just dumb to get blonde coffee at Starbucks.
He's complaining about the color of the roast, so I made a color of the roast joke, okay? Y'all are
The
useless.
color of the roast. If I roasted coffee and it came out blonde, I would set it on fire.
Well, that's what I say about white chocolate for the most part.
I mean, fair enough.
You can't, I forgot you can't compost radioactive potatoes. Poisonous potatoes, whatever.
You can't compost them, and if you eat them, you just get normal poisoned. It's garbage.
As opposed to, the not illegal drugs where you get special poisoned.
Yeah, like, come on. There needs to be more ways to get the nauseous effect than just puffer fish.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could introduce Starbucks coffee.
Surrounded by heathens.
You're surrounded by people that actually know how to make good coffee.
No. That is not an accurate statement.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure, yes. Wow,
What are you doing over there?
how have I forgotten this recipe?
I don't know, the same way that Starbucks forgot how to make coffee.
He's just not gonna let this go.
That one was so much of a stretch.
Just punch yourself in the head, okay? Make sure
That one, didn't even work.
a lot. Where's the rest of my scaffold?
So, there was a manga I was reading that, pointed out that Starbucks doesn't actually sell coffee, they sell an experience. And,
I won't
was weird.
disagree with that. It's, you know,
it's an experience, all right.
after they upped the prices, for the new year to my latte now costing $7.50 instead of $5. So yeah, they're selling an experience more than anything else.
When you pay for Starbucks, you don't pay for quality beans. You pay for...
That's not what I was agreeing to. Get out.
Buddy, I need to take you to like an actual coffee.
I have been
I need
to
to take you to an
coffee houses, okay?
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you
There
haven't.
used to be a wonderful little hole in the wall in Ellicott City before all the flooding happened a couple years ago. That was, I mean, man, you didn't even need sugar in that coffee. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I mean, lattes are mostly milk, but they did the milk right so that the milk was actually a sweetener and not just in there.
that is...
I believe we refer to that as standard practice for quality coffee shops. And it saddens me that you think that that's an achievement.
No, the big flowery heart on top, that was the achievement.
And that's
I have
latte
tried.
art.
I have tried to do latte art. All I get is a white circle, and it's not a real circle. It's just a shape.
That's just...
I wonder if they have a latte course at the local colleges.
No.
Hashtag millennials. What do you want to do when you
What did
grow
you
up?
go to college for?
Make a
Latte art?
half-decent latte.
I mean,
Oh my
you could
goodness,
just
these
find a
villagers are
course
so
like that on
loud.
Skillshare.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's definitely a latte course.
We do
on
not do
Skillshare.
ads here.
There's a latte. If you
Hashtag
don't
not
want
sponsored.
to even pay for Skillshare, since we're not sponsored, I'll just give you the secrets away. You can go to the Epicurious YouTube channel, and there's an entire 30-minute video on coffee and how to do lattes and various espresso arts for free.
Espresso. There's not an X in that word.
I said
My mother
espresso.
does the same flippin' thing, and it's bad every time.
I'm pretty sure I said espresso.
You did not.
Well, then it was a slip of the tongue. I wasn't even memeing. It's
You've
just,
probably axed a bunch of people off of the face of the earth into their graves too, haven't you?
I must ask you a question.
I mean, that's just a statement of fact. That's not even a slip of the tongue.
Fair. Why can't I get this roof line right? It does stick out. Tag blam it.
What?
Now I gotta break all these blocks.
No, I need Chum to back me up on this. What in the world just came out of his mouth?
Standard.
Listen, I don't know what's so difficult for you to understand, comrade. He said very clearly, "Dag blam it."
Thank you, Joe.
Is it real words? No. But this is the same man who created such wonderful phrases as "the apple begins to pie the tree."
I don't even remember that.
Oh.
You were so tired. I don't think that you would remember a single thing you said that entire conversation.
I'm actually a little bit impressed you don't remember it, but it doesn't completely
now
shock
it
me.
sounds familiar, but I don't remember it.
You did.
You said the apple. You said it was like, now the apple begins to pie the tree.
We were talking about some
And
sort
we
of like
both
plot
just-
twist in some sort of media, and then you were like, now the apple begins to pie the tree. And it was amazing.
Impressive.
And we both just kind of sat there and went, well, now we have to develop a meaning for this phrase that you've created. Nothing else matters. We stopped our other conversation dead. Just.
It's a good phrase.
Oh. I knew I'd be popular one day.
I have not, as of yet, managed to find a way to work that into any other conversation that I have had.
Just naturally.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's a very niche phrase.
For the brave viewer who has continued to watch our silly antics up to this point, we were having a conversation, and Dream Thief was just so out of it that night. He was down bad with the COVID.
What was the I
don't think that's.
It's because COVID villain.
No, it's because of what down bad generally means. You want to explain that one to him?
I can explain it. So when somebody's down bad, it means that they're thirsty. But not in the I need a drink kind of way.
I know what thirsty is.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
I wonder if I can 1v1 this golem with only unenchanted iron armor. I feel like the answer is probably a resounding no.
Well, you could, but you would have to do speedrun strats and pillar up first.
You know, I don't know why they do that. The thing's dumb enough to walk up to a bar you put across that's 2 blocks high and stand there. I will single-handedly change the speedrunning community forever.
Speedrunners look at Dream Thief's explanation for what they're doing stupid, and they're like, he's right. Why do we do this? And then they do the least optimal thing just because Dream Thief was making fun of them.
Hey, all that means is I'll eventually be able to beat them.
Dream Thief turns around and goes, now's my chance. They're all doing the thing I pointed out that they shouldn't be doing. Now I can do what I told them not to do. And to get faster than them.
To get good scrub.
Okay, where's my elytra? Here it is. Do I have any sugar cane?
Ow.
Or rockets?
Oh, I need to eat.
I have some rockets.
Alright, upside down staircase there with a right side up staircase on top of it. These villagers are so loud.
There we go. Let's see.
Okay, so I need to do... Whoops. Oopsie poopsie.
All right. How do we want to want to do it this way.
La oopsie poopsie.
Okay, no, I'm gonna need Comrade to back me up on this. What the heck was that?
He said, oopsie la poopsie.
That's
Which
actually not what I said.
I presume is French for, kill me, please.
Comrade just starts blanking out. Well, I said oopsie poopsie, and then I put la in front of it, said the oopsie poopsie. You just don't have enough culture to understand.
See, the thing is, though, that, like, I know Comrade well enough that I'm fairly certain I know exactly where his mind went first, and then he bailed on that thought halfway through.
And I went for the kill me please joke. Because apparently that one was better.
When a house you wish to build, turn the god rays off, you must.
But
I'm too lazy to do that.
when a house you wish to build, turn the god rays off, you must.
Yes, that is what I said.
If one at first knew the god rays were fire.
It's an excellent statement you don't need to mess with.
I could swear that there was something else that happened like this week, and I just can't remember it. Oh yeah, Weird Al Yankovic is making another movie.
Making a what?
Weird Al Yankovic is, he is the co-producer for a upcoming movie. It's a biopic on Weird Al Yankovic himself.
For some reason, I was expecting you to say Tupac, and I don't know why.
And you'll never guess.
Why on earth would it be Tupac?
Don't know.
Because it's Weird
Act
Al.
like anything that comes into my brain makes any sense.
Act like anything that Weird Al does makes any sense. But yeah, Weird Al is making a new movie titled Weird: The Al Yankovic Story, which will explore every facet of Yankovic's life.
Faucet? Do you mean facet?
Yes. I believe
Thank you.
both pronunciations are correct, but I'm not going to look it up at the moment.
Faucet is a different word, actually, and talks about a fixture in a bathroom or a kitchen. There are now 3 iron golems. Oh no. So I'm going to end up having the same number of golems that the guy did in the world where he made the fisherman.
You'll never guess who's been cast as Weird Al Yankovic for the movie.
Tupac.
Daniel Radcliffe.
What?
Daniel Radcliffe will be starring as Weird Al Yankovic in the Weird Al Yankovic biopic.
Why?
Actually, he looks pretty good as Weird Al.
I don't care. Why? What madness is this?
Because they needed somebody who looks a bit like a younger Weird Al. And Daniel Radcliffe looks the part, actually, with curly hair. Surprisingly so.
I'm not sure I can reproduce that roof arch.
You know, I will say, when Harry Potter first stopped, I legitimately did not expect Daniel to be able to play any other role without looking like Harry Potter.
Well, yeah, Emma Watson hasn't managed it, even after chopping all of her hair off.
But he's pulled it off. He did a better job of avoiding typecasting than Mark Hamill, and he starred in technically a more iconic role than Mark Hamill did.
A more iconic role for this generation.
Bite your tongue.
No.
I'm trying to decide whether or not to take it back, and I'm really tempted to, but I think it's accurate enough I'm not going to.
More accurately.
I really like Mark Hamill.
Accurately. You're trying to irritate me, and this one gets the job done.
No.
I go to America.
No, I actually wasn't trying to irritate you this time.
Problem is, comrade, you've tried so hard so often and exceeded so often that nobody believes you.
The boy
You really expect me to believe that this time specifically you're not doing that?
Yeah.
I don't
it's
even
like
believe that.
it's like I think it's from
actually believe that, comrade?
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
I think
I'm not legitimately not just saying it to irritate him.
I forget exactly what this is from, but there was some quote that went something like, "There is a dead body in the closet, and you expect me to believe that it wasn't you. I know. I'm just as scared as you are."
Afraid of being outed as a murderer, maybe. Granted, if you think they actually killed somebody, you don't say that to their face.
I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to watch the movie in which Daniel Radcliffe stars as a dead, decomposing corpse.
Why?
I think it'd be funny.
Well, he wouldn't die in Harry Potter, so we never got the chance to see it then.
It's true, he did die, or he didn't die in Harry Potter. Actually, I was just watching the internet. I was just watching the Internet Historian today on the whole spoiler wars surrounding the Harry Potter.
What was the name of that volcano again? That's not Toga?
The Tonga Island? I don't know what the volcano name is. I do know what the island name is. And this night cycle just doesn't end.
Probably Jub's fault.
It's not
Just throwing out a guess here.
But yeah, I'm glad I got that off my chest, because I knew there was something else I was missing, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I'm sure there's some other important piece of news that I'm forgetting as well.
What was the news?
Daniel Radcliffe starring as Weird Al Yankovic in the new movie.
Okay, got it. I was trying to answer a text, so my thought processes were otherwise engaged. I really hope I got this roof line right the first time. Please be correct.
All right.
Scaffolding is not nearly as Minecraft friendly in Java. If you're placing on a pillar, you have to place on the ground. You cannot place upwards in a pillar once you're higher up. You can place sideways. Maybe. No, never mind. I'm not afraid to say that Java has its problems. It's still a better game.
I would argue that Bedrock's the better game from a design perspective. Because you can actually figure out how to end the game from Bedrock.
End the what?
Without the wiki, it is impossible for somebody who is not familiar with how to end the game to figure out how to achieve the end game in Java.
It's not in Bedrock either.
No, because you have access to every recipe before you make it.
It's not true.
That is true.
So it is possible, theoretically, that you could stumble your way into ender pearls and then see in the crafting menu Eyes of Ender, wonder what does that do, and then throw them.
Once you pick up your ender pearl, it shows you that you have new recipes.
Not in Java.
Yes, it does.
Did they change that in Java?
Just like when you step into water for the first time, it tells you about the recipe for boats.
Well, if they've changed that in Java, then I suppose you might be able to finish the game. But it's going to take you a long time before you figure out how to even get your hand on a blaze rod. Though you might be lucky and kill a witch and get some blaze powder.
I'm not concerned about it.
But you also... that hurt a lot. I'm not sure why I thought that was a good idea. I'm not sure why I didn't open up my elytra while I was falling. But here we are, full of disappointment.
I don't know. But there you are, down there on the ground.
Full of disappointment in myself.
How do I leave?
Bringing shame upon my ancestors.
Yeah, sure, that's what did it.
That's what that is.
It was one of the things that did it. Oh, hi.
Oh dear. My bed is on the ground. Oh no.
Hi.
This is not...
So what do you think?
I've been here for an hour and a half.
Oh, have you? What do you think of this?
It's pretty intense.
Why is it camping?
That's actually one of the other internet historians I watched today. Harold Camping.
You hadn't seen it before, or you just rewatching it?
I was just rewatching it. Because, you know, I like to rewatch my favorite YouTube videos.
Also, the title of the video is Going Camping at the End of the World. It is not...
I know what the internet historian video is called.
No, you didn't.
I do, too. I almost said it, and I was like, no, I'm just going to refer to it as the Harold Camping video. Because that's what it's about. And notice I didn't say this. It's called the Harold Camping. I referred to it as the Harold Camping video. I didn't refer to it by its title.
I don't allow or brook any debate.
I'm sorry that I offended you by my lack of the use of the title. I will, from here on out, only refer to internet historian videos by their proper title.
Thank you.
Alright, you're welcome.
Until next time, when he forgets or neglects to care.
Or until I try to name a video that I can't remember the name of and he calls me on the carpet for it.
I also watched Mythology, in case you were wondering. That's Mythology with a period after it, because that's how he names all of his in the field or in the quarantine videos.
Have you seen his videos on the Clock Tower games?
Acting like I'm actually offended was pretty funny.
Internet story?
Yes.
No.
Clock Tower? You mean the video game?
Yes.
I think I have. Is it a playthrough of it or just one where he like talks about?
It's not a genuine playthrough per se.
I mean, that has he ever legitimately played through anything?
No, probably not. Well, this roof peak does not look nearly as cool as the build that I got from YouTube, but I can live with it. I think. Maybe. Okay, probably not, but it'll be a thing. I'll figure it out eventually. Maybe.
Ooh,
Probably
before I
not.
seal this in, I need to do a thing. A thing.
I'm really unhappy with this.
Alright.
Designing builds for a long-term world.
I actually
sucks.
remembered that I had an elytra on this time. Okay. Where are all of my...
It's so much harder when you know that this world is going to be your go-to world for a really long time. It's like, yeah, this thing actually has to look halfway decent. You can't just do this halfway.
Do you normally just do things halfway?
No, but normally I wouldn't think of this as being that big of a problem.
I'm not going to make this mistake. I'm going to put my elytra in a chest when I go into the nether. Because I'm not the big dumb. I'm the big brain.
Are you?
Yes.
I don't know about that, comrade. I guess you are kind of short.
What? First of all, what does that have to do with anything?
Second of all,
I
I
am-
would call him short.
I am-
I'm shorter than
I
him.
appreciate the attempt at a short joke, but why the short why the short joke right now?
You were talking about being the big something, and I said, I don't know about that. And then I was like, I guess you are short.
I said like the big brain.
It was
You're
funny
not bad
joke.
either.
Just
No,
laugh.
it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
This isn't a Netflix stand-up comedy special. We don't have paid actors to laugh at your terrible jokes.
Well, just turn the laugh track on.
We're not the Big Bang Theory either.
Ooh, digs.
Do you have any idea? Like, and I say that as someone who has watched a ton of The Big Bang Theory. Because, like, occasionally they will say something that's legitimately funny, but 98% of the episodes don't have anything like that.
While you watch the YouTube clips.
That's exactly, yes. That's how I got suckered into it. I watched a whole bunch of the, like, best moments of, and then I watched the actual series, and I'm just like, this is nowhere near as good as I thought it was going to be.
Getting this building right is going to take longer than the rest of this stream, that's for sure.
This is gonna be such a
I know you are, but what am I?
Oh wait, I don't have to do that. I've already got stairs up. I can just... make them go a new direction. Problem solved. With science.
Piano.
It's the science show. Whose idea was this?
Probably the hospitals.
Asdif movie, ruining an entire generation's sense of humor.
It was Big Pharma's idea.
Big Pharma. I say that as a fan of the Asdif movies, by the way.
Unlike Job.
Who doesn't?
Like, seriously, you could not find a bigger fan of the ASDF movies.
I still acknowledge that it ruined our sense of humor.
No, it didn't.
Buddy, I don't think that there's any corrupting influence out there bad enough to corrupt you. Not because you're good, but because you're more twisted than anything I've ever seen.
Being a communist dictator computer will do that to you.
There was actually a joke like that in a book that I read some time ago. Where they were like, I don't want you hanging around so-and-so. You'll corrupt him. And he just goes, there is nothing on heaven or earth that could corrupt that man. And they're like, okay, I'll accept that. And then you learn that that guy actually gets his kicks by going out and starting, like, duels to the death with random people throughout the city.
I was actually kind of hoping you were going to say fires, but...
Those two, probably. Like, he comes up later in the story, and they're going to like go find a magic item in some part of the city, and the person is upset that he got out of bed this early because he's looking around and he's going, we got too many people with us. No one's going to try and stop us or fight us or anything. So it's going to be too easy. We're just going to walk in there, get the thing that we need, and walk out. There's not going to be any fighting. Why'd you call me? He's like, you're upset that you're not risking your life right now? Yeah.
Oh, thank you, random guy.
It's a fair point.
And then he said something that just absolutely blew my mind. He's like, what is the point of... It's like, you can't even, like, find a woman around here to romance, because, like, what's the point of doing that if there's no risk of one of her siblings trying to stab you? And I went, you lead a weird life. And I shudder for the day that you know, ascend to the throne. Did I mention he was, like, the crown prince? Abu Dar is a terrible place. Mostly a terrible place if you're a man, but like that has to do with the murder laws.
Women are allowed to commit murder at will.
Unless there is overwhelming evidence that it was unjustified. Yes.
So they're prophesying the end result of a 100% Me Too society. Sorry, hashtag Me Too.
Basically, yes.
Cool.
Cool beans.
So all we have to do to commit murder is become trans.
Okay.
That is the steep price, my guy, and
Yeah,
very concerned that like your brain went there immediately.
Well, I'm having to deal with this world that we all live in. You deal with it with humor if you're intelligent.
Yeah, that
Oh,
but that's one of the things about this book series that really irritates me is the fandom.
Going to ignore that, chat. Don't mention it.
Oh, are we in trouble with a group now?
No. I was I might have been trying to fly with a normal chest plate.
With a what?
With a chest plate instead of an elytra.
And Jack called you out for that, huh?
No, nobody called me out for it. I don't know if anybody was watching at the moment. But
he's just
covering my tracks, making sure nobody knows. Nobody's going to know.
By talking about it.
Fly down the highway.
Oh, yeah.
Before they come to catch me, I'll be gone. Somewhere they can't find me. If any of you kids get that reference, you had cool parents.
Not me. I have boring parents.
Aren't you adopted?
Yeah, Dream Thief.
Makes them pretty cool, in my opinion.
You gonna rub that in every time we get on the stream?
He makes it too easy.
Like
put up that wound
not to grab a piece of meat that's in the middle of the floor.
It's like, you're gonna open that wound every time you get the opportunity? Well, it's too easy to cause psychological damage to this guy. He just brings it up all the time.
To be fair, you opened this avenue yourself.
To be fair, I don't care.
Yeah, if I thought you did care, I'd actually care.
I had a conversation
I was just
with
pretending to care.
One of the kids not too long ago, where they found out that I was adopted, and they go, "So that's not your real dad?" And they of course point at my dad, and I went,
"What is that supposed to mean?"
And so I looked at him, and I just went, "As a matter of fact, that is my real dad, and I will fight anyone that claims otherwise."
Fatherhood is more than just who added the sperm to the egg. What's the rating on this stream?
Bit higher now that you spoke.
Now. Demonetized.
We are in the business of making several COPPA violations tonight.
Rated X for your channel has a strike.
Comrade just contacted me privately. He was like, "I need you to find things besides MineCraft on Friday."
Oh no. Oh dear. Where are you, Jub? Like, you still hanging around this area?
I'm on top of the spire.
I'm up on top of the world looking
like
down
the one with the terrible eye that I did. Come look at my
What's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's like an eye, but I'm going to make an even bigger one after I get all of these done and put it like in the middle. Did you see what I did?
Comrade, what did you do?
Do you not see it?
Does it have something to do with the fact that there's lava currently covering everything?
Well, so I did this because it looks cool, because it does look cool.
Have you died now?
Because but like you flooded the whole bottom area.
Well, if you come over here, you will notice that there is
there more furnaces?
There is in fact 2 other furnaces like behind here.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Anyway,
did you just block off access to your smelter?
No.
2 of the furnaces, yeah.
Sort of. It's a pretty easy fix.
Probably
it's very inconvenient. Is what I did is inconvenience myself.
And kind of dumb.
I inconvenience myself in a very stupid way.
Dum da dum dum dum. Sorry, it felt like a time for a Dragnet reference.
Nah, it's okay.
I'm making 70s and 80s references all over the place tonight.
Yeah.
See, this is all I have to do, and then once this goes down, I can
fix everything.
Yep, pretty much. And all I did is lose some Blackstone.
Not a bad trade.
Nah, it's pretty easy to go get Blackstone.
But,
I could have lost some dirt, now that I'm thinking about it, which makes what I did stupider.
Oh, no. Oh, no, you lost some dirt.
Oh, come on. Because of the way flow works, I've got to block off a different one again.
Yep.
And
the book series
shoved out. Huh.
Book series I'm reading is weirdly written, and I'd say inconsistently written. Because usually it's really good. But then occasionally something incredibly stupid will happen that exists only for the convenience of the plot. And the fan base is not helping. Because the fan base is comprised of
fanboys.
Well, it seems to be only people that think that this is. How do I phrase this? They think that this series is the greatest thing ever written, and if you disagree with them, there is only a singular exception that they allow. The only thing that even has a chance of being better than this franchise, according to them, is Lord of the Rings.
No, at least there's
anything else, you're wrong. And there are no flaws in the writing of these books, according to them.
Which books are these again?
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Sorry, I was actually... I know it sounds like an excuse. I was responding to yet another text.
That's okay. I heard the ding of your phone. Or the ding of someone's phone.
At least you didn't hear another person calling me because I fell asleep on the stream.
No, I got to watch that, though.
I wish I'd saved that.
I wish you would have, too.
Golden material.
Yeah. So,
the fan base of these books is
you can watch my end of it on YouTube, but...
Oh, do you still have that stream?
Yeah. It's like the second or third Ourcraft podcast on the YouTube channel. So yeah, it's still up there. It's pretty much actually like a year ago to almost the day. Now I'm tempted.
Right, but you don't get the phone call at the end of it.
Yeah, you
signed off before you went to try and rouse me.
We did sign off. Yep, that's true. There's apparently a witch around for some reason.
I'm on top of the world. It's my own fault, but now I have that song stuck in my head. I mean, it's by the Carpenters. It's not like it's a.
Do you need like another bed job or?
No, I'm good.
He just doesn't want you to sleep.
Probably.
Payback for something, I'm sure. You probably deserve it, so.
I mean, there's no doubt I deserve it.
Reminds me of a dry bread video. One of his Pokemon challenges, and he's like, I would show you a sped up version of the grinding, but no one deserves that kind of torture. No one deserves that kind of treatment at all. Only I do. And you'll never know why.
Will allow you to know that I do deserve it, but I won't tell you why.
Could be all those children.
He offered
Could have something to do with the orphanage.
Like, it's only a coincidence that I identify with the Batman villain Firefly.
I didn't even know there was a Batman villain named Firefly, which is surprising because I know
I didn't until I started playing Arkham Knight.
I know a shocking amount of obscure superhero facts, despite not being that huge of a superhero comics fan.
Oh, come on. Everyone's got to know about Calendar Man.
What?
Calendar Man. It's a Batman villain.
Calendar Man.
Yes.
Are you yanking my chain right now, bud?
He commits crimes on ironic dates that correspond to some historical crime or event that he finds amusing.
Of course he
I
does.
think I did know about him, but I had forgotten about him until then. But I know
Color Man.
I know
Polka
enough.
Dot Man.
I know enough.
Condiment Man.
What was that last one?
The 80s.
Condiment Man.
The 80s were a weird time.
Condiment Man. Okay, that
He fights using ketchup and mustard blasters.
is unfortunately similar to a different word.
It wasn't until you mentioned it.
That's a villain too. He goes around with a push pin.
You know, at some point I'm going to stop building since the game can pause so easily and put Top of the World on in the background. Okay, I'm going to finally do it.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. While looking through an upcoming anime, recently released anime and such for things to watch not too long ago, I came across a Japanese show, the purpose of which is to teach the youths.
I know what you're talking about.
As my scoutmaster used to call them, the Utes.
Yes, the youths
He would take
about
the which I always found quite amusing.
the utility of and methods of utilizing that particular tool.
Just come out
Of
and
course there is.
say it. It's Condom Man.
We already got this stream bumped up to M. Okay, I already got this.
The thing is though, it's animated like one of those ancient anime that looks like it was animated on a flip book. The main character, I swear, looks like a 25-year-old Ash Ketchum wearing jorts.
Can confirm he does in fact look like that.
And it's just like a 2-minute episode every time with a different lesson.
On the utilization of condoms in giant epic battles.
Because, like, there's no other way to explain this.
If I get married, Top of the World is going to be.
Why
on
do
the,
I keep
playlist.
hearing thumps?
I mean, I keep falling off the scaffolding, but you shouldn't be able to hear that.
Yeah, I don't think it was you. It was like somebody was slapping their...
I'm hitting the space bar a lot, like right now. Can you hear it right now?
I can hear that. That's not what it was like. It was like a thud, like somebody was banging on their desk.
Top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
Wouldn't be an Ourcraft stream without random singing.
Got to get those copyright strikes in. Oh, I need to keep baking the clay. I keep forgetting to go back to the smelting area.
Last week it was what was it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Battle of New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
This week it was Top of the World. But I don't remember which band sings that.
The Carpenters.
There we go.
Listening to the songs actually kind of taken me back a number of years. I remember when I first found this album in my dad's stuff. I only recognized the name when I found the album. The album is the singles 1969 through 1973. And I only picked up the Carpenters album from his stack of CDs because of the Christmas song that the Carpenters do that I really like. It was that was before my bipolar kicked in. I was a very different person at that time. Although being medicated, I've mostly returned to that, so.
Medication. Because
You know what?
modern medicine is better than no medicine.
People can be critical of it, but it works. It's not going to work for everyone, but it's worth pursuing when you have bipolar.
Thank you, modern medicine.
Comrade wasn't being disparaging towards medicine. He was making a salmonella reference.
Because it's always time for a salmonella quote.
The quote is, "Thank you, modern medicine, for being better than literally no medicine."
I like the insults that Dr. McCoy uses when they go back in time, talking about our archaic dark ages of medicine. Granted, he gave somebody that was in dialysis a pill that grew 2 new kidneys.
He did what?
Yep, they have a pill in Star Trek that will remove the dying kidneys and grow you 2 new kidneys.
It just fixes kidney failure.
Yep. And there's an amazing scene there. They're wheeling this older lady through the hospital. She tried to get his attention. She thought he was which he is a doctor, and she thought he was working the floor.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking for Chekhov, who got a head wound, and they were trying to find him and get him out of there because Russians in 1960 looked favorably. And he opens his bag and he gives her the pill, says, "Take this, call me in 2 days." Of course, he's not going to be there, but he knows it'll work. So when they're leaving the hospital, one of the things that keeps the U.S. military from catching them while they're stealing their Russian prisoner from them is this old lady being wheeled through the hospital shouting, "I grew a new kidney, I grew a new kidney."
He gave me a pill and I grew a new kidney. Yeah, I've seen the movie.
And a bunch of doctors that are just standing around like, what happened? We don't know. I'm like, well, you may not know how, but clearly we know what happened.
Bones comes in and pulls a Jesus with a pill.
Pretty much. That was
Dang it,
Star Trek
Star Trek.
4. Star Trek 4.
Dang
The
it,
Voyage
space
Home.
fascists.
They're not fascists. They're communists.
They just don't have money.
What? Yes, they do.
They do have credits.
You don't
They've
have to have money to have
they've-
access to resources, but there is money.
There is money. They've
The
just
purpose
ended
of money if you don't utilize money to trade for resources.
They've only
Gambling.
ended scarcity.
That's not. Then it's not money. Then it's just.
They have to have money to interact with other species that are not willing to go to a completely non-money based system.
Yeah. Fascism.
No, it's
That's
communism.
no capitalism.
It's not
The Ferengi-
communism.
It is
the
communism.
Ferengi,
They've
an
ended.
an absolute capitalist system with the Ferengi. You have to have gold pressed platinum if you're going to deal with the Ferengi at all. You also have to buy weapons and ships from other species from time to time.
They've ended scarcity, and because they ended scarcity, they apparently went into space communism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait.
And it
Why am I-
works,
why
apparently,
is this
because they
blocking?
ended scarcity. Except they didn't actually end scarcity, they just allowed for the transformation of the used up energy in the world into material. So they can convert energy that has been expended and turn it into essentially Star Trek doesn't work because it requires a it turns the entire universe into a
Convertible. Matter can be converted into pretty much everything.
no makes it
It's a better
it
explanation
it makes
than
it
the explanation people
it
try
makes
to come up with.
it makes the universe into a perpetual energy machine because you can take the ambient non-viable energy of the universe, which has expended its usefulness and is just present, and you can convert it into any kind of matter you want, which also creates an equal amount of antimatter, which can then be compressed into each other to make more energy that's viable, and an equal amount to the non-viable energy you converted into matter in the first place. That's why they run their ships on antimatter, is because they can create endless amounts of it constantly and repetitively.
It is still an extremely volatile thing.
Yes, but
Antimatter is still very dangerous.
that means their ships run on a perpetual motion machine that takes energy that's no longer viable, converts it into matter, converts it back into viable energy, uses it up, converts it into matter, and then returns it into energy. It is a perpetual motion machine, essentially. It can't run out of energy, which violates every known law of the universe, and it's for as shockingly scientifically accurate of a show that it is.
sometimes.
Well, that's the thing, is like they made up a lot of stuff on the fly and it turned out to mostly work. But that's one that is an unanswerable like plot hole of the show. It is the thing that makes the least amount of sense in the show when you get down to it. And it could simply be solved by instead of taking entropic energy, they have to use like freshly produced energy, which keeps up with the law of thermodynamics. It would require their ships to be run on nuclear instead of antimatter. But fixes the problem. But it doesn't allow for the really neat packaging of the... And we ended scarcity thing. But the ending of scarcity in the show is pretty dumb anyway.
I will say the money thing was not handled particularly well by the writers, because they would sometimes suggest that there was no longer money. And they would even say that outright in some episodes. But then you also have them... Deep Space Nine especially, because you had quarks as a central element of Deep Space Nine, that series really ruined the idea that they had solved people needing money, because Starfleet officers went in there and had money just as much as everyone else.
Yeah,
it's like you guys were so close.
It is my biggest gripe with Star Trek is the ending of scarcity as a concept is... It is the most sci-fi... It's the most science fantasy thing in all of Star Trek. Yeah. Hello, Poppers. Hello.
I need more clay.
Yeah, it's almost 3 hours into our stream, isn't it?
And I'm still putting the finishing touches on this build, and it'll probably still take me another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I need to finish up this tower so we can wrap up the show. Because that's my goal, is to... We actually got a viewer just a minute ago. So we're up to 3 viewers. One of which is apparently myself. I think it's the most congruent viewers we've had in quite a while.
I would say we've had more interesting discussions than usual, but no, we usually go down all these rabbit holes.
We do, don't we?
We're always trying to get in trouble.
Hello, Pop.
One of these days we probably will. But not today.
Well, I was, you know what? I was scrolling along Google to see if there was any more news to talk about. To see if there was more news to talk about. And Cracker Barrel apparently was ordered by a court to pay a guy $9 million because he was accidentally served commercial grade bleach instead of water.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it happened in Tennessee.
Yeah, no. I mean, like...
Oh, this has been a 10-year court battle? The jury returned with a verdict for compensatory damages of $4.3 million in just 30 minutes. One of the fastest verdicts we've ever seen. And they awarded punitive damages of $5 million after only 10 minutes of additional deliberation.
They were trying to kill him. I wonder how much Cracker Barrel tried to settle for before he's like, nope, we're taking this thing all the way.
Honestly,
But
if something like
apparently,
that happens, it's better to fight all the way so that they get all of the negative press associated with it.
apparently, he's not going to receive the $9 million he was awarded by the jury. Because
Why?
in 2011, Tennessee passed a law that restricts damages to less than $1 million.
Ball.
And
they're now corporate lobbying will get you.
They're now fighting. He's now going to have to fight that one in court. Arguing.
Quit while you're ahead, bud.
No. We're talking $75,000 instead of the $9 million. I'm pretty sure you fight that one out. Especially since
he probably already has $75,000 just in court fees and lawyer fees that he has to pay.
Yeah, so I assume he's going to fight this one out.
How did you get up there on the roof, Iron Golem? Are they still spawning? They're still spawning Iron Golems. These villagers don't know the meaning of the word quit it.
Apparently... he might be making an argument to the courts that the law as written is only written to serve corporate interest and thus ought to be
correct.
Ought to be ignored in future endeavors. And I would agree with him that it's a stupid law that only serves to prevent people or prevent corporations from paying out that much.
I'm finally happy with this house. And it finally is witch proof. And zombie. Well, it's not zombie proof till I go inside and place torches on those upper ledges, but. I don't want to really do that till it's nighttime, because if I open this door, they will get out.
Ouch. Okay. Let's see.
Corporate lobbyists are just disgust me. You know what? I'm not happy. I want trapdoors there.
On the whole, I don't have a problem with corporate lobbying. What I have a problem with is that it encourages dishonest business practices as just part of human nature. A business looking out for its interest through political means is by and large no different than a normal person looking out for their own interest via political means.
I don't care. I want to be mad.
But the difference is that people don't have enough money to really make terrible takes into laws all the time. And corporations do. Okay, let's see. We're almost done. Should probably go ahead and put a top on that when I go up next. I have obsidian. We should probably go ahead and get some more obsidian. What do we need for this? The bricks and what I've already got. So I need more netherrack, and I need some more obsidian.
Alright, so they should not be able to have anything spawn in here that is dangerous. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a village idiot yet. I've had probably 20 of my 32 villagers. I actually need to give them more food if I want to finish getting them. But not a single village idiot has come out of this. I wish I knew who the original two were, because they don't seem capable of evil like that. They don't seem capable of breeding stupidity.
Don't say that. They're villagers.
Get nothing but village idiots after that statement.
Pride cometh before the fall, my dude.
You know what? I want to put more decorations on this house. Give me some more trapdoors. I want spruce doors. Trapdoors, whatever.
When you get up so high that the rain becomes snow.
What? Oh. Yeah, I don't like it when that happens. Shadow really doesn't like it when it happens. She has gotten particularly upset several times.
What? That you get up high enough and the rain becomes snow?
Yes.
Right now it's a wintry mix. I think it's a pretty cool little touch that they added.
Oh, I'm not upset about it. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? I heard a couple of them take damage. I need a window. Oh, they probably just they must have activated kinetic energy damage. Which doesn't bode well for me going forward. So the other day, IBX Toycat attempted to argue that using trapdoors and buttons as decorations means you're not creative.
What?
His usually passive fan base had a lot to say about that statement. To his credit, he took that statement back. So he was open-minded enough to recognize that he was incredibly wrong. No?
Why would that even cross your mind?
I don't know. He was doing kind of a rant video that I really didn't necessarily agree with. I was like, bud, you gotta lean back a little bit. He also claimed he was trying to be like unbiased when he was just ranting about it's not balance or compatibility. What is it between the two versions that they're trying to parody? He was supposedly complaining about parody. It really turned into quite the rant about hating Java in the long run. And I was just like, Bud. This is not unbiased.
I don't get why anyone would be offended by parody, but I mean...
No, well, he was complaining about the lack of parody when he was discussing the parody. But some of his statements were things like, essentially, Redstone should work like it does on Bedrock and not like it does on Java. Bugs that people have come to view as features should potentially be reevaluated and potentially removed. I was like, you're not making friends here, bud.
I mean, people can have their own opinions and views.
I'm not against him having his opinion or views. It just isn't, correct.
It's just not my opinions and views.
I think one of the reasons he was really harping on the Redstone, though, is because there's not really a good Redstone community for Bedrock at the moment. There's only 3 main Redstoners.
I mean, I for one am all for parody. I think if you're going to have 2 versions of a game, they ought to be as similar as possible. It just makes it easier on the community, and it makes it easier on the people who are playing it. I don't care which version that they go with. I would prefer some of the Bedrock mechanics, and I would prefer some of the Java mechanics. I recognize that there's some amount of reason that they don't have those in the various versions. But it would be better to would probably just be better to go with one version of the game or the other.
Problem is, Microsoft is going to lose thousands, potentially tens of thousands of players if they do that.
Which is why I would suggest the best thing to do would be to keep the best things from both games, but I don't necessarily trust them to do that. For instance, I agree that Redstone does seem to work a little bit better in Bedrock. And so I would argue that they ought to keep the Redstone mechanics in Bedrock.
That's the finished building. I just posted it there.
They probably should keep the Bedrock, they should probably keep the Bedrock Redstone mechanic, but they should definitely have the combat mechanic from Java in both versions.
No, Redstone does not work consistently on Bedrock.
Wait, really?
It's actually way worse on Bedrock.
Well,
on Java,
in that case,
if you turn the switch on and it does a thing, it will never change that. But there are times, especially with pistons firing, where it will change its mind and fire a different piston if you have pistons that would push into the same space and you try to do it at the same time. On Java, the same piston will always fire while the other one can't fill that space. Bedrock will switch back and forth.
In that case, perhaps we should keep...
Also, you need the...
like I said, keep whatever the best thing is and add it to both versions. Now, that might be a limitation of putting it on consoles, which in that case, I can see why there's no parity. But why in the world is combat? Why in the world is combat different? Just keep combat the same between the two.
Yeah, there's a reason why there are a lot of people that play on 1.8 and don't play later versions of Java, and combat update is a big one.
Wait, they updated combat to Bedrock?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, people play Java version 1.8 because it used to be like Bedrock is today.
No.
Yes.
I prefer the Java mechanic.
The loading times.
The Java combat's way better.
He's right, you know.
I think that's why Hypixel was on 1.8 because of the change they made to the combat.
If you like the combat from that
Which
time
is why
period
when you
so
watch
much,
people playing Skyblock, they're beating, like, their swords are swinging 1,000 times a minute because they're on 1.8.
I hate how mindless combat is on Bedrock. It's the only reason I've ever considered going to Java. I like.
Do you
runs.
realize how close we came to playing on Java, though? It was my mistaken belief that the old glass texture was still in Java that caused me to go with Bedrock instead of Java at the very beginning when Sean was trying to have us play.
I don't know why Sean was even arguing about it, because he had MineCraft on his Switch. He had both versions.
Right. So I need to build the Guardian farm so that I can start trading
It literally cost him no money.
these fishermen.
There is an Enderman in my house. Excellent. And he's staring at me in my sleep.
I'm still listening to Top of the World. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I had to go back and look at that inn and tavern that I built to get the roof line to work.
Oh,
but
shoot.
I feel like I'm getting better and better at figuring out how to make roofs actually
I tabbed
look good.
out for a second to check my Streamlabs.
Oops.
And it didn't like that. I'm not even playing it full screen, but it just didn't like it.
I will say I still can't figure out what I want to do for the roof of my greenhouse.
Is that
It's
an
just
entire
empty
mountain made out of
skeleton.
blue ice? I kind of want to know where that seed is.
There's no way. It's packed ice for sure. So that house, the second story is all beds, 32 beds is all that would fit. And then the first floor is just a floor made of barrels, which makes it easier to maneuver in the area because there's not actually workstations for you to run into.
Nice.
This house has taken me, because I designed and built it myself.
Are you
Has
able to
taken
sleep there,
me-
Jub? Or
Probably 12 hours at least from start to finish. If we include getting villagers, it's probably closer to 14 hours.
well, while we
I
wait
don't
on
think Jub's here anymore.
while I wait on Jub, and I hate to do this to my viewer, but I need to use the restroom real quick, so I'm gonna step out for a moment. It'll probably be dead air, but
Alright. They can't hear me anymore then, eh?
no, they can hear you. I mean, you could keep them entertained, but I'm just gonna be staring at my bed.
Are you not entertained? I need to get this iron golem off the roof because it's frustrating me. Get a lead. Get up to the second story porch. And then I'm going to pretend like this lead is long enough to reach. Hey, it does reach. Awesome sauce. Now I need the villagers to not go onto the porch till I put this fence piece back. Okay, we're good. How many golems are there anyway? It's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Looks like it's just 3 right now. I wish they wouldn't just keep spawning them. Right. I meant to just build the Guardian Farm tonight, and I haven't touched the Guardian Farm yet. Clip this dark oak away. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love swept me at the top of the world.
Copyright strike brought to you by Dream.
We're not having church again this Sunday. Speaking of singing, we have another snowstorm expected, and there's still a lot of COVID in the area.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought so. Now, I will still get to speak like I did last week. We're streaming a lesson on Sunday. This week's sermon is... I can't believe I just forgot the name. Let me bring up OneDrive. Where are you, OneDrive? Not installed. Is it seriously not installed? No, it's right here. Okay. To what end? And then I'm going to talk about Paul and Silas imprisoned in Philippi, talk about John Mark, and then I'm going to talk about Paul and Barnabas, and then Paul and Silas. Essentially, Paul being chased from town to town.
Nice.
And then use Romans 8:28. All things work together. Where's the rest of the clay? I thought I had more clay than this. Maybe I actually used it all. I must have.
Slamming my head into a brick wall is lots of fun and great for the entire family. Alright, let's finish this up. I forgot to grab one more thing.
Somewhere. Where's the more bricks?
More bricks, where art thou?
Because I'm missing the stack of brick stairs. Oh, never mind, I found that. Never mind, there's not more. You're off the hook, current me.
False alarm.
Where's my bed at? This villager trading hall is also like right at the center of this base, so it had to look this good. There were no allowances for it not to. They are currently linking and unlinking from their workstations because I haven't traded with them yet. All right, it's Guardian Farm time. Wait, what time is it? I can take care of it in 2 hours.
All right, how many buckets do I have?
Where's my... Ooh, I need to make more rockets before I try and do this. Else we're going to be walking. Target coordinates. Minus 360, 464. That's not right. Minus 5,400. That's right, I'm not writing the Y coordinates.
Okay. All right. No buckets. 2 buckets.
No way. It's day 556? I've done very little in 556 days in Minecraft. Cool. Well... this way.
All right. We're almost done setting up for the... We're almost done with the stream because I'm going to put the finishing touches on the pillar I've been working on. And then we're going to go ahead and get off.
Minus 54, minus 360.
All right, so I have 6 buckets of lava.
Wow, we were losing altitude real fast there. Just smack into a mountain because the chunks aren't loading fast enough.
Okay. Man, you lose hunger real fast in the Nether.
I didn't bring any doors. Or wood.
Lose hunger. You lose food so fast in the Nether.
Oh no. I need a boat. I need to get the F3 screen off of my face as well. I have mining fatigue and I don't have doors right now. Dang it. I need my air pockets. I only have iron armor. This is gonna be super fun to try and get wood like this. Crap. This is not good.
This is what we refer to as
not good.
Not good.
I'm being overrun.
This episode of How Messed Up is messed up. That's
Please
messed up.
Into a drowned before I kill you. Please, 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 please. Creeper.
All right.
I just wanted to go to bed. Oh, please didn't break my boat. Please sleep, please. I'm carrying a lot of very valuable stuff I don't want to lose right now. Oh, I can't break my bed right now with the mining fatigue. Goody. I need quite a bit of wood in order to make enough doors to explore the monument, too.
You know, I didn't know that could happen, but now I am better informed. And there's absolutely no way to prepare for it, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the information.
Wait a second. Is it trying to break it all? Don't tell me Java mining fatigue means you can't break blocks at all.
Keep trying to do that. It's not gonna work.
Right, are there any cows around here? Oh, I don't have a, well, I guess I'm gonna put this crafting table down and never recover that either. The bucket. Who planned this operation? This operation is full of holes.
Hold on, this whole operation was your idea.
Wait a moment. I have just enough buckets to make this work. Amazing. It's like I planned this. I didn't, but it is like I did.
There's no cows. There's nothing here. Okay, there's
Alright.
pigs not helpful.
You almost lit yourself on fire. Congratulations.
I did.
All right. It's going to be a way to end the stream.
I'm very upset.
You violently throwing myself at a tower that was being engulfed in lava?
Yes.
White sheep and a brown sheep and some pigs and no cows.
Oh, look at that lava pour down. Oh, it's so beautiful. I am not close enough to make that lava pour itself across the side.
Are the spawn rates for cows just not good in the savannah? Like, what is this? Well, this was a waste of iron. There's no cows.
Aw, man. Look at that lava flow. Yeah. Nice. This might be one of my favorite towers I've done yet.
Alright, so we have horses and chickens and still no cows! Finally, cow. I only have 20 seconds
Suddenly,
of mining fatigue
cow.
left, but finally I get a cow. I'm still gonna finish
Suddenly,
that up.
pineapples.
Suddenly what?
Suddenly pineapples. This does not help.
I thought I said bovines. I would be like, that's very intelligent of you.
Well, that's how you should have known that it wasn't something that he said.
Intelligent? Me? It's more likely than you'd think.
Oh no.
Intelligence? Me? Not even once.
Where's my crafting table and my bed? Oh goody. There's the crafting table. Okay, I was on the wrong island.
Somebody challenged International Master Eric Rosen to a game of chess with modified rules. Every piece except for the king is a knight.
That's gotta be a real nightmare.
And on that note, we're going to move to the stream ending soon page. There we go. How do you like that?
Well, I mean, the kid lost in 8 moves.
I mean, what was he expecting? If every piece is a knight, they can all move over each other. It instantly moves it in favor of anybody who can keep straight in their head more than 3 moves ahead.
No.
You can't keep straight more than 3 moves ahead against this because you have no idea what's logical.
Unless you practice a lot.
It's a grandmaster.
No, it's an international master.
Oh, sorry. It is an international master. I am sorry.
And he's playing